Hello. So what are the really knotty organisational problems we need to tackle in order to phase this return to work, and how might we best respond? So I'd firstly like to talk about this question of back to business. So I was interested to hear Martin Sorrell, the founder of WPP, talking the other day about the V-shaped recovery and this thinking that the economy can rebound as strongly as it declined. And he was talking about never underestimating people. So there's something about in organisations finding ways to weather the storm. Not every organisation will be able to do that, but there's something about coming out of rigid job structures in order to redeploy people across the workforce. There's also this suggestion, it was made by Martin Sorrell and also Ginny Rometty, the chair of IBM, that now is the time to accelerate automation, getting all your transactional stuff automated as far as you possibly can, so that people can then turn their attention to dealing with their customers in a really emotional, intelligent way. The third thing I wanted to mention under this heading was this safe conditions. Now, we know that the guidance from government is due out tomorrow. But one of the things that is really worth thinking about at this particular point in time is being really clear on what is it that can actually be done much better from home, and what are the essential things that we need to ask people to do face to face, and how can we do that safely. Employees, I suspect, are really feeling quite contradicted at the moment. This is where I sort of move on to emotional well-being, because not only are they experiencing this survival anxiety, what are the dire consequences not only of COVID but also of my job security, I feel like I have to return to work, and is it safe to? So it's really important to give some very clear messages as employers around that. But also what often is underestimated is this learning anxiety. If we're asking people to come out of their, normal job role, if we're redeploying people in different ways across the organisation, if we're innovating around our product or our service, what we need to really count for here is people's anxiety around, will I learn quickly enough? Do I have the skills? What happens if I fail? Will I look incompetent? How will I be measured? So there's something really important here about putting really clear and fair boundaries around margins of error and performance measurement metrics, those sorts of things. There's also, in this time of real anxiety, uncertainty and ambiguity, as an organisation, giving as much certainty as you can to people. If you are confident you're going to weather the storm, making sure that that's messaged out to people as quickly as you can, but also not trying to avoid distress, recognising that distress is all part of the story here, but also that leaders in times of complexity and ambiguity are going to have to tap into diverse sources of information, of knowledge, in order to innovate, in order to move forward. Now, not all leaders have that leadership style or capacity. So it's really important for HR teams, for leadership development programs, for learning and development teams to support and coach leaders and managers whose this might not be their natural style. Finally, I mentioned on my last video that I felt there was a big thing to tackle around transition. One of the things that came out of listening to people like Martin Sorrell and Ginny Rometty was this question of we have to really accelerate our digital transformation because we need to move to the future faster than we thought we might have to. So often your organisation, I am sure, will have digital transformation programs in place. It's about accelerating those, but making sure that we are factoring in here the people aspect, because we can have the best technology and the best digital capability in the world, but if we don't have people who are ready and confident and able and willing to apply those transformations, then we're wasting our money. So there's something about getting those transformations really accelerated. That will probably mean that we'll need to revisit operating models, corporate structures, and this is a real opportunity to engage people in looking at what's on the horizon and how the organisation can best respond, where the unmet needs are, how we might respond as an organisation, what that means we need to learn, what that means we need to embrace, what that means we might need to let go of. So now is the time to get your people change savvy, so that they can understand and expect a myriad of emotional reactions. They can support each other through it, but also that they can manage that really difficult period between letting go of something that no longer applies and embracing something new. Often this is called no man's land. This is the most difficult aspect of change. But it's not rocket science. Like anything else, we can learn how to do this really well. So really important to get our organisations, our leaders, our managers and our teams really change savvy. So that's it from me for now. Next time I'm going to be looking at how must we engage hearts and minds and build common purpose in order to get from where we are now to where we need to be. As always, I would really welcome any feedback, comments, challenges. What questions have I missed? What things can we do that I haven't mentioned? I'd really love to hear from you. In the meantime, take care. Thanks for listening.